We do not want to be quarrelsome against them in what they're doing, but we want to be gentle. And this is the proper word, gentle. And now we get into James chapter 5, verses 19 through 20, which is an area that I wanted to get into today because he says, Brethren, if any among you wanders from the truth and someone turns him back, let him know that he who turns a sinner from the errors or the wanderings of his ways will save a soul from death and cover a multitude of sin. There are times where we run into saints who are intentionally sinning. They're doing things that they know are wrong. And we may have an opportunity to actually correct them from that. We are to do it with objectivity of mind. We need to be very cautious with that. We do not want to be quarrelsome against them in what they're doing, but we want to be gentle. And this is the proper word, gentle. Gentle towards all. When it comes to sin in a Christian's life, God will respond to sin in a Christian life. Now, he does respond in different ways, so we don't put ourselves up as judges. God is going to judge this person. That is between that person and God. Right? But don't think God won't judge, because he will. I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. Sin in the life of a Christian is not something to take lightly. That doesn't mean that if we're sinning and we're struggling with sin, God's going to suddenly strike us down and kill us. That's not what he's talking about. Now, sometimes we struggle with sin. Sometimes we struggle with overcoming it, and we need some time. And God is gracious, and he's merciful, and he's compassionate, and he understands our struggle. Okay. It's when a person decides to dig in and say, no, I'm going to do this anyway. That's when the trouble starts to happen. Okay. That's where when we have an opportunity to actually correct somebody from this kind of a situation, we need to be gentle, consistent, not changing what Scripture says. So with objectivity of mind. Because if we do that and we turn that sinner from their error, what's going to happen? Number one, it could, of course, their sin could result in their physical death, where it talks about saving that person out from death. And it would also cover a multitude of sins. Why would it cover a multitude of sins? Because they wouldn't do it anymore. You've turned them from their errors. They're not going to actually continue those sins.